In the previous video, we spoke about the need to have a depreciation report done by July the 31st, 2026 if a strata hasn't had one done yet or has deferred up until now to have one done. Some stratas have deferred having depreciation report done, I guess because of the fear of the unknown or because they don't want to be put in possession to pay an extraordinary amount of strata fees, especially nowadays where the cost of living is pretty high, right? And so we don't want to be in a situation where we are extending ourselves. Anyway, I think the depreciation report has a silver lining. We as owners get the opportunity to see what the condition of our building is at this time and to see what kind of repairs are ahead of us in the future. So the depreciation report isn't a bad thing after all. And also for future potential owners, this document is available to them to look at what the condition of the building is and what kind of repairs are likely to have to take place in the future. So before making this purchase, they have a good idea of what to expect. So in that case, and in the case of current homeowners, this is a good document to have. So it's not a bad thing after all. The depreciation report has two components. The first component, which is what I spoke about just now, what is the condition of the building, what are the likely repairs or maintenance projects we need to take care of in the coming future. The second component is the financial one. How do we fund or how do we make sure that we can pay for these kinds of projects? Typically there are two extremes. On the one extreme is the deferred contribution model, in which no extra money is contributed into the contingency reserve fund, and whenever a project needs to take place or needs to be done, all of the money required to do this project is taken care of by way of a levy which the owners have to pay. On the other extreme, the owners have decided to put money aside into the contingent reserve fund, usually quite a high amount, and so that when a project needs to be funded, be it the balcony, roof or whatever, there is no additional levy required to fund the cost of this project, to pay for the cost of this project. So somewhere in between, I think, is the ideal situation to be in, I would imagine, because nobody wants to live in necessarily wants to live in the building for a long time. In some cases, new homeowners, for example, may want to live in that building for 5 years or 10 years, and then when they've built enough capital and when their family grows, they may decide to move to a townhouse or maybe from a townhouse to a larger home. So people are not stuck in a particular building necessarily for a long time. Some are, but some are not. So based on how long you decide you want to stay in the building is how much you want to contribute towards the contingency reserve fund to take care of projects, both current and future. So I would imagine that most homeowners would want to contribute somewhere in between the one extreme and the other extreme, somewhere in the middle, right? So that when a project comes due, we are not given this huge levy that we have to pay. That we've paid enough into the contingency reserve fund so that some of the money can come out of the contingency reserve and to supplement the levy in order to pay for that project. In other words, when a project needs to be done, that project is funded by way of the levy and then also by way of some extra funds available to us in the contingency reserve. I would think that would be the best situation to be in. How do we protect our interests as homeowners? How do we make sure that we don't pay more than we want to pay? First of all, it's really important that we educate ourselves, and I've put a link to the province's information on depreciation reports in the description notes. Also, make sure to attend the annual general meeting or a special general meeting or whatever meeting in which the Strata will vote on depreciation report. If we are unable to go to those kinds of meetings, speak to a council member and vote by proxy if you need to. But it's important to be there because it gives you and I an opportunity to voice our opinions. Sometimes we may have an opinion, and this opinion may be shared maybe by the majority of the people in the room, but because there's nobody to state that opinion, everybody keeps quiet and nobody says anything, and then sometimes we vote on things that we don't really intend to vote on. So make sure to be at the annual general meeting or special general meeting when this is voted upon, and to vote. Make sure that we are not put in a position where we are doing things against our will. Obviously, sometimes we're going to be outvoted. In that case, at least we've done our share, and if we've been outvoted, so be it. I've been in that position many a time. It's not fun. We eat a lot of humble pie, but said what we needed to say. There we have it, my thoughts on depreciation reports. As mentioned, please check the description notes for a link to the BC Province website for more information on depreciation reports. Thanks for joining me. I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye for now.